Good Wednesday, everyone. I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder at the National Weather Service with Alaska's statewide weather. High pressure is sitting tight across the western Yukon Territory at 1,044 millibars. It's rough, tough, and hard to bluff. That's locked in a lot of cold and dry air at the surface. But the warm and wet air from the Pacific will not wait, and it is overrunning many areas across western Alaska this afternoon and will gradually moisten the atmosphere from top down, creating a possibility of wintry, freezing rain and perhaps some sleet in your area before changing over to snow in some areas. For many parts of the interior, a winter storm watch is in effect from the west coast well into the Tanana Valley, and ice storm warnings in effect for some parts of the Yukon Valley with rain, freezing rain, and sleet, all possible for south central Alaska. Low pressure sitting across the central Aleutians will work northward into the Bering Sea tonight from about 997 millibars this evening, sitting well south and west of Nunivak Island and north of Dutch Harbor in Unalaska. Freezing rain and sleet will be possible for the Cook Inlet area, mainly north of Kodiak Island all the way into Anchorage, the Matanuska-Susitna valleys, and north and west toward Norton Sound, including many areas along the lower and mid-Yukon valleys. Across the Seward Peninsula, freezing rain is also potential for you. Once again, check your local forecast anytime by going to weather.gov and clicking on Alaska, and there you'll find your latest information for your village and community. And again, for many areas in the interior, from the west coast, including the Seward Peninsula and Nome, all the way down to south central, freezing rain and sleet will be a possibility tonight and into tomorrow. Winter weather advisory is posted for the Chukchi Seacoast as we head into Thursday and Friday. Warmer air lifting northward, north of the Brooks Range, in fact. Some areas will be looking at snow north of the Yukon Valley, but many areas along the west coast will likely see rainfall moving through with some gusty winds possible along the frontal boundary. The cold air is still mainly locked up across the central and western parts of the Bering Sea. The front will actually come to a pause by Friday across the west coast and the eastern Aleutians as warmer air is still lifting northward across the west coast and the Alaska Peninsula. Look for areas along the east coast and southeast especially to see a partly to mostly cloudy sky. In fact, dry weather up until Friday should be the rule, with weak areas of low pressure sitting very close to Yakutat. And once again, high pressure across the Yukon holding tight, locking in that cold and dry air mass below and allowing freezing rain, sleet, and snow to be a potential weather maker for most of the interior parts of Alaska and the North Slope as we head into the weekend. With Alaska's statewide weather, I'm meteorologist Dave Snyder.